Now, wow, that was very quick. My God. What a nice group. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, friends. You are very welcome to today's session, which clocks in our 37th Haiti Action Network meeting. I was delighted to provide a report this morning at the plenary session of the last 8 years on behalf of the Haiti Action Network earlier today. And I'd like to thank the 25 members of the network who joined me on stage and for those all involved this morning. So thank you to all of you. We even had Donna nearly on a bicycle. She got rid of the bicycle. Donna is training for the Tour de France. This has been a remarkable team effort over the last 8 years. And as you know, the kind of relentless way, the meetings keep coming at you, and the request for progress is a way that we can monitor all the projects and make sure that they're successfully completed. So nobody can hide once they've made that commitment to the CGI. So thank you for all your understanding, and I'd like to thank Scarlett and her team for generating all the progress reports and the whole project management skills that she brings to the effort as such. So thank you. Now, in just talking to everybody before the meeting, there's so many people who've been with us all the way, like the Mabanis. You've got Donna Karan, I mentioned earlier on. You've got David Crane, fantastic work that David has done in Haiti. West Elm, Earth Spark, Toms, Ella Goodwin, Liz Blake, Jojo, and Michael Carey as well. So all of you and everybody, if I've left out names, because there's loads of other people that have been involved, I just want to say thank you very, very much for your consistent effort and being so loyal to this network and the CGI. So as usual, we have a fairly exciting session and program setting off now this afternoon. And as many of you know, making that commitment to the CGI is kind of the easy bit. And people always get very enthusiastic about giving and making the commitment. But I suppose really here we focus on the progress and updates to this group. To that end, it's just in a couple of minutes, I will introduce a presentation that will show where exactly we are with the CGI commitments for Haiti, and also some top-line information based on the analysis that Scarlett has put together over the past few months in preparation of this meeting. After that, we are going to take a deeper dive into the portfolio of Haiti commitments and invite members to the stage to share examples and some behind-the-scenes stories about commitments that were made between 2008 and this year, 2016. Now, just to paint a further picture for you, there have been 127 commitments, a huge amount of commitments that have come through the CGI to Haiti. And we could only pick one a year in what we're talking about today, but it's to give people a flavour who've never been to this group and participated here of the kind of the range of work that the CGI Haiti Action Network does. As this group has been together for 8 years, there has also been a wide range and diverse range of organisations involved, and a number of issues have been addressed, from local capacity building to providing access to capital for Haitian entrepreneurs to supporting human rights in Haiti as well. We hope that the presentations will help shed some light into the overall CGI Haiti commitments. And then we're going to move to a panel discussion, and I'm delighted that this is going to be moderated by Catherine Cheney, who is here for the first time, but as a kind of an alumni of Haiti, given the many visits that you've made there. And it's lovely for you to take the time to be here and to help us with this session. So we're going to explore, with the help of Catherine, she's going to tease these out and get deep with this all, what are the big issues facing Haiti at the moment, right now, and also reflecting on some of the major themes over the past 8 years since the Action Network was launched. As well, talking a little bit, and I don't think we should get too bogged down into the whole political thing, because it is like a 10-part series in Haiti. After that, we will come in and have some Q&A, which is obviously going to be very vibrant this afternoon, given the crowd that are here. And we know that we have a very engaged group, and we will answer the questions from the panel with the help of Catherine. So now I'd like to draw your attention to the screens that are in front of you for a short video. Thank you.
The Haiti Action Network was launched in 2008 as a result of President Clinton's call to action to respond to 4 devastating hurricanes that struck Haiti that summer. In the 8 years since, CGI members have expanded the scope of their work in Haiti and have made more than 100 commitments that impact departments throughout the entire country. In the capital city of Port-au-Prince, members have made 38 commitments, with interventions ranging from screening women for cervical cancer using low-cost techniques to the construction of a permanent cholera treatment center. In Jacmel on the southern coast, members have made 12 commitments, including a commitment to improve economic development in the region through tourism and cultural industries. In the Artibonite department, members have made 11 commitments, such as providing microfinance services for owners of small enterprises. When we look at the big picture, CGI members engaged in the Haiti Action Network have made more than 100 commitments in Haiti. These commitments have centered on 6 priority areas: education, water, sanitation, hygiene, and infrastructure, enterprise development, agriculture, health, and energy. Of these commitments, the highest number have focused on water, school infrastructure, agriculture, skills development, and housing. Over the past 8 years, a total of 395 unique organizations have partnered on commitments in Haiti, with representation from the private sector, non-governmental organizations, foundations, multilaterals, and the public sector. There has been a concerted effort to partner with local organizations and to thoughtfully identify the right partners to bring together the necessary support and expertise. As a result, over half of Haiti Action Network commitments have been implemented with local partners. Taking stock of all commitments made in Haiti, over half of commitments have been completed and nearly a third are still ongoing. The remainder have been reported stalled or unfulfilled, or have not reported progress to CGI in more than 2 years. These are some of the noteworthy results of the collaborative efforts of the Haiti Action Network. Commitments have positively impacted the lives of more than 1.4 million people. Specifically, more than 65,000 farmers or small-scale producers have gained access to inputs, supports, and markets. More than 43,000 girls and women have been supported through empowerment initiatives. More than 590,000 people have gained improved access to health services, and more than 435,000 people have gained improved access to maternal and child survival programs. More than $19 million of new capital has been invested in or loaned to small and medium-sized enterprises. More than 4,400 acres of forest have been protected or restored. More than 11,000 people have benefited from skills-based professional training programs, and more than 100,000 children have gained access to education. More than $65 million has been invested in public infrastructure, and more than 8,400 jobs have been created. We celebrate the collective efforts of the past 8 years and look forward to the continued impact in the years to come.
So to kick off the presentations, may I ask Dominic McSorley, who's Chief Executive of Concern Worldwide, to come up to the podium. Thank you.
Thanks very much, Dennis, and good afternoon, everybody. Let me just say, It's fantastic to be back with friends and colleagues from the Haiti Action Network. It brings back lots of memories, lots of energy, lots of discussions, and I guess in the end, lots of action with a capital A. But, I'm going to take you back to 2008, and we know that Haiti Action Network, is very synonymous with the earthquake response, but actually it had been there, importantly, a number of years before that. And 2008 was really a horrific year for Haiti. We know President Bill Clinton called to action, and as a result of the 4 consecutive hurricanes that struck the island, 4, and almost 800 people were killed, $1 billion of damage was done, 75% of crops were wiped out. And among that, 964 schools were either damaged or destroyed. And many of them, as we know, disasters seek out the most vulnerable areas. So many of those schools were in Laganav or in Sodo, some of the really tough isolated areas where Concern was working. One of them, the Martin Luther King School, was perched precariously at the top of Montaña Terrible, a terrible mountain. It's like something out of a child's horror story. And that had been made of thatch. That didn't stand a chance. And it's 4,700 feet high. So to access that school, it takes 7 hours by donkey up a kind of stony road. So, we're not in the business of easy options, but anybody who was going to mount either relief or rehabilitation, that was going to be a challenge. But the bigger challenge we had, because we decided we weren't obviously just going to repair what was there, we were going to build back better. And at that time, there was a lot of money coming in for emergency response. You could get plastic sheeting, you could get distributions. But the area that we couldn't get the funding was a permanent building. It goes into this whole kind of long-term development, and that money is actually not that easy to access. It certainly wasn't going to be easy to access in that time. And the thing is, Haiti's not unique in that. If you look today at the global budget, it's about 135 billion of the aid budget. 0.5% of that is for prevention and disaster risk reduction. And so there's a huge challenge in that, in trying to manage that. But anyway, we didn't give up, and we'd heard about the Haiti Action Network, and we went along. And I have to say, I wasn't that familiar, and I thought Clinton Global Initiative, they were going to be into these big mega projects, and if innovation isn't smack there in the middle, I don't think they're going to be interested. And I was wrong. Because the reality is they do get behind the bricks and mortar projects. And I think actually the network itself is as innovative as the projects that it funds. So within a matter of weeks, we'd submitted, and we're guided towards submitting our project to the Jolie Pitt Foundation. And they came back and said, yeah, 125,000, you can go ahead. So the project started. And we got the parents and everything, and we got the mules, and they all engaged, and it was tough, and every brick and every bag of cement had to go right up that hill. But within 6 months, the school opened, 373 students, 55% girls. You have a renewed community. We all know this. It was about we've achieved something. And that school still stands today, and it survived every flood and every storm, and it survived the Haiti earthquake. So it was good, it was good work. And it's just an example, I guess, of how we got introduced to the network. Now, that was 2008, and of course the story went on. And we were already kind of a signed up member by the time the earthquake struck. And I guess the thing is, there's a kind of arrogance, I think, within NGOs. We've been there 16 years, we kind of knew what we were doing, all this kind of stuff. The reality is the network introduced us to new ways of working and new ways of thinking. Immediately after the earthquake, I know Dennis and Digicel and UNICEF, and there was a whole range of people, including Concern, provided cars and phones so that 1,509 school inspectors fanned across the country to find out what was the condition of the schools, how many teachers were dead, and brought all that information back so that a plan could be put in place. And that is typical of the kind of fast, practical work that they did. For us, we worked really closely with many of the people here, Haven. We worked with Soil, Architects for Humanity, Habitat. We all kind of came together and we started looking at how we can find solutions to that. And on the first anniversary of the earthquake, we were able to partner with American Eagle, the retail store. And they did a Help Haiti Heal campaign. They raised close to $500,000. And that went back into building more of the kind of schools that we'd built on the top of the thing. So, you know, I also say, like, you know, William Easterly, he's one of these kind of scary American economists. He talks about planners and searchers. And I think the success of the Haiti Action Network was it searched for solutions. It didn't just go in and say, here's a blueprint. You know, and I look at, you know, I've been in this business for about 30 years, and we talk a lot about engaging the private sector and how do we do that. And honestly, you know, we're not doing it really very well. And in emergencies, it's a time of chaos, it's a time of confusion. And the type of structures that the UN and the NGOs have, you know, they're effective, but actually they're quite intimidating and they're also quite bureaucratic. And if you have people from the outside wanting to engage in that, that's not an easy place to break into. And so I think that the Haiti Action Network kind of cracked that. And just 3 reasons, I think. One, they created a space where people could come in. And it wasn't just private sector and NGOs, it was local NGOs, it was government officials, it was all of these people working together in different kinds of ways. And that was really unique. I think the second thing is it moved everything into Port-au-Prince. I mean, you know, it wasn't an easy place to work in, but every 6 weeks we had to get together. It's in among Port-au-Prince, in among the rubble. It's not in some glass tower in California where you're sitting there and working this thing. And that provided an urgency, an edge, and a relevance to the decisions that were being made. And really importantly, it was capturing, which is the secret ingredient to any of this success, the spirit of the Haitian people. It was there. And I think the last thing is accountability. You know, I mean, woe betide anybody that came back after 6 weeks and said to Dennis, actually, we need more time. You know, it was like going to the school principal and saying, I didn't get my homework done. So there was a kind of a corporate rigor that, you know, we all kind of hated, but actually worked. Every 6 weeks, back in, is it done? Let's get moving. So those are the things I think that are important. And I do think that it proved that during one of the major humanitarian crises of our time, it really added value and it delivered. It saved lives and it transformed lives. And the one thing I will say, I think its legacy, we need to be looking around. You know, it's come from the UN and everything is talking about the state of the world that we're in. You know, it feels smaller, we are more vulnerable. There's 125 million people out there dependent on humanitarian aid. Migration is a major, major problem. And if we're going to try and meet the ambition last year that we signed up to of poverty, hunger, whatever, not being a part of people's lives by 2030, then we're going to have collaboration on a much, much greater scale. Much greater scale. And whether it's Central African Republic or Syria when we get in there, the task ahead is much bigger than what we did in Haiti. And I do think we need to look at mechanisms like the Haiti Action Network, where that's creating the dynamic where solutions can be found. Thanks very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome co-founder and director, Soul of Haiti Foundation, Michael Carey.
Good afternoon. Firstly, may I just say, not all the speakers today are from Ireland, and I promise not to be as long as Dominic. A group of about 70 Irish entrepreneurs and business owners travelled to Haiti for the first time back in 2007. When we got back to Dublin, a number of us attempted to independently implement some projects, livelihood-related projects, in some of the communities that we encountered when we visited Haiti. And it quickly became clear to us that the 4,000 miles and the 6-hour time difference between Port-au-Prince and Dublin made those standalone efforts impractical, inefficient and ineffective. So as a group, we formed the Soul of Haiti Foundation as an approach to provide a framework for the work of the Irish business owners and entrepreneurs who wanted to engage in Haiti, with shared resources both on the ground here in Haiti and administrative support back in Dublin. Since then, over a period of now 8 or 9 years, we've implemented about 20 projects. And and many of those projects were hugely enhanced by the working with the people in this room within the Haiti Action Network. And this became our CGI commitment. I don't have time to go through any of the big examples of some of the stuff that we've been involved in, but I thought one project, the one featuring the guy on this picture here now, it was a project in San Martin in Port-au-Prince. It was one that came about entirely as a result of a conversation that happened at the Haiti Action Network. One of Dominic's colleagues in Concern Worldwide came to us and said they were seeking to find new partners to work with them in the difficult area of San Martin, in an area where they were involved in conflict resolution, and they wanted to get involved in some more livelihood development projects. And we got together with Grandoff, this guy in the photograph. He's a former gang leader. He's now a trained baker. We created a micro bakery. We provided the equipment, working with partners in this room, provided the equipment, installed the equipment, brought in Syracuse University here from New York, again through introductions at a Haiti Action Network event, to provide training and mentoring and education around business. He's now, as I say, a trained baker. He's now training other bakers. It's a success story. He's now moving to a larger premises just outside San Martin. That project would simply not exist if it wasn't for the Haiti Action Network. We learned lots of lessons as we implemented our projects, our 20 or so projects. Most of them involved other members of the Haiti Action Network. We learned one lesson was that international entrepreneurs and business owners can play a meaningful role in providing livelihood solutions in a country like Haiti. And I don't mean the large multinational organizations, the large entrepreneurs, the billionaire entrepreneurs. I mean small business owners in a country like Ireland, or in any country around the world, can bring their vision, their energy, their approach to making things happen and working closely with NGOs. Entrepreneurs are good at creating innovative new ideas, new structures. They're good at getting those projects off the ground. It's what an entrepreneur does for a living. And if they can liaise and work closely with the NGOs on the ground in a country like Haiti, it can make a real impact. A second lesson for me, if I can borrow a current political slogan, we're stronger together. The Haiti Action Network brought together a group of like-minded individuals and brought them around the table, and we spoke a lot. Our projects were enhanced by our involvement with you in this network, and by the encouragement and leadership of Dennis O'Brien and by the team at the Clinton Global Initiative. It resulted in synergies and a symbiotic impact of the combined efforts, the combined knowledge, the combined expertise. We are unquestionably stronger together. The benefits to us of the Haiti Action Network were both hard and soft in nature. The hard benefits were the obvious ones, like matching up donors with projects, and that clearly made a difference. But the soft benefits were probably more valuable. The positive encouragement, learning from the stories of the experiences of others in the room, both the successes and the failures, and being inspired by your creativity of your ideas and by the extraordinary depth of your commitment. Thank you for that inspiration.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Manager, Community Engagement and Communication Timberland, Atlanta McIlwraith, and Executive Director, Smallholder Farmers Alliance Foundation, Timote Georges.
Good afternoon. So in 2010, Timberland made a CGI commitment to plant 5 million trees in 5 years in Haiti. And in partnership, we planted the trees in partnership with the Smallholder Farmers Alliance. And by 2015, we had planted 4,916,000 trees. But I trust you'll let me round that off to 5 million since the planting continued, and we're now actually closer to 6 million trees. While the trees themselves have left their own lasting legacy and will leave a legacy in Haiti, it's really how the trees were planted that had a profound impact way beyond what any of us could have imagined when we first planted the seeds in February 2010.
God bless everyone. As Atlanta mentioned, let me highlight that Smallholder Farmers Alliance is a network of 3,000 farmers in Haiti. And the way we plant the trees, we have farmers come to our tree nurseries. They grow the trees, and we pay them with an agricultural service. And with this core model, I would say right now there's a model in Haiti to work with small-scale farmers in terms of agricultural and environmental support. And we added recently to this work a microcredit program for women farmers, and also a farmers field school program, plus an agricultural store for the local farmers.
So in 2014, at the annual CGI meeting, Timberland and the Clinton Foundation helped broker a deal between the Cooley Cooley Company and the Smallholder Farmers Alliance. And this little bottle in my hand is the result of that meeting, which you can now purchase at any of the 435 Whole Foods markets located around the country. So what happens is the smallholder farmers grow moringa trees. And moringa is a superfood. They grind the leaves of the tree into a powder. They sell it to Cooley Cooley, and Cooley Cooley makes this moringa green energy shot. And I actually had one this morning. This flavor, this is coconut lime, and I would highly recommend it. It's great.
Adding to export crops is now a key part of our strategy to strengthen the situation of smallholder farmers in Haiti. So while still meeting the local demand. In this regard, we are very happy to announce that we have just completed a Timberland-sponsored feasibility study to reintroduce cotton in Haiti. And cotton was once the country's fourth largest agricultural export in Haiti. And we feel it can once again be back, and we'll be working on that.
So I just met Dennis very briefly before this session, and I understand he likes to ask a lot of questions. So before Dennis can ask me how much cotton Timberland might commit to buying from the Haitian smallholder farmers, I just want to emphasize that the study was only completed today. So at Timberland, we plan to review the findings very carefully and do everything we can to transition from being a sponsor of tree planting to being a loyal customer of the smallholder farmers. But it's important to note that there's little infrastructure there right now, so even the planning will take some time, but Dennis will get back to you later on that.
Thank you. Back to the cotton, we have now an executive summary of the cotton feasibility study. So we have some copies with us now too. But the full study will be released at the end of this month. And as and I would like to conclude with these 2 points. First, as we look at cotton as a possible export added to moringa, we're pleased to announce today that we are working with the Initiative for Smallholder Finance. And this for reinventing the traditional agricultural supply chain as a smallholder wholesale export operation that will be a new kind of social enterprise for Haiti. Second, on behalf of both Timberland and the Smallholder Farmers Alliance, we would like to thank the Clinton Foundation and you guys as the Haiti Action Network members, and that we really grateful for the support we receive from the foundation. And we have some concrete results on the ground you can see, and they will permanently be there. You know, in agriculture, there is no emotion. What you do is there on the ground. And that includes also, this support includes having helped us to connect to some great partners. And thank you for being part of this. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome founder and CEO D&E Green Enterprises, Duquesne Fednar.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's great to be here at this annual meeting. That's I think, my 5th annual meeting. It's always great to be among this great audience. So 5 years ago, in 2011, we made a commitment here at CDI, the annual meeting, to manufacture and distribute 100,000 efficient cook stoves that will allow the users to cut the energy costs by 50%. Now, when I look back to that commitment, I thought that was quite naive of me to say, well, we can do that in 3 years. I said that because even I was born and raised in Haiti, I thought I knew all the challenges and I had my business plan, my distribution strategies all set, and said, well, it should be easy for me to actually do that and distribute. Little I know that it took us 5 years to get there, but we did get there. And I don't think we will be able to accomplish this if we were, I didn't make the commitment to CGI and be part of the CGI network, because I know every 6 weeks, Dennis will ask me, where are you with your commitment? What's happening? So that really was actually a great motivation for me to really keep working through the challenges. And we had many challenges to face. As we all know, anybody who work in Haiti, there's no lack of challenges. It comes every single day. And if you don't innovate, then you don't survive. So I am glad to report that as of February of this year, we have actually built and distributed over 103,000 stoves. We have actually created over 215 jobs, out of which 51 are full-time jobs that pays at least twice the minimum wage in Haiti, where the staff have health care, they have a stipend for food, and really the rest is more indirect jobs. But that accomplishment means that more than 500,000 people actually now have access to a cleaner source of cooking device and fuel. And that means also that over 1 million trees been actually preserved and saved through that initiative, not counting 400,000 tons of CO2 that we are preventing from entering the atmosphere. So these are some of the accomplishment of this commitment. And quite frankly, I think at many times I keep saying to myself, what did I get myself into? And having been part of that network is what actually keep me and make sure we see that commitment through. When somebody asks me what surprises you in Haiti, I say well, whenever I planned for something and it happened the way I planned it, because that's always the surprise, because you always expect that you plan something and it never happens. So, but really, what I came to really learn through that experience is that how innovation can happen in the most unexpected place, a place like Haiti. So as you know, Haiti is going through challenges with the elections. Last year, we had to actually re-innovate the way that we distribute our stoves. And through that whole prospect, then we end up creating a new financial mechanism that I think can be used as a model to really create path out of poverty for anyone, actually. So we needed to find a way to sell our stoves. So usually what we would do, we would send our staff into the marketplace with our pub mobile, like the sound trucks, and create the ambience and sell the stoves. But when demonstrations and it's unsafe, we cannot do that. So we need to find a way to continue to sell our stoves. So we then start selling our stove to factories and businesses, but realize that 2/3 of the populations are not in formal jobs. and we cannot really, while this is good for now, but how do we continue in the long term? So we started looking at, okay, how do we sell to somebody with no income? They said, well, they need income. I said, okay, well, then how do we get them income? And we start thinking about it and realize that there's one thing that we all do. If we are all alive today, there's something that we do today, or maybe we just did it, we ate something. So we said, well, maybe if we look at the very basic consumption of what keeps us alive, can we use that as a medium to create saving to get somebody out of poverty? And out of that idea came this model called saving by consumption, where we use people's very basic consumption, and we are creating dedicated saving accounts to those consumption by really grouping those people together and being able to take advantage of scale and take that margin profit and put it into a saving account for the user, to really use that to not only pay for our stores, but also to give them access to basic services such as healthcare, education, and so forth. So really, it's amazing to see how when you have your back against the wall, you are forced to find innovation. So I always say, if innovation can happen two ways. Either it's nurtured, or you are forced to be innovative. And I think in our case, we were forced to become, innovators. And I think it's kind of a good thing that happened to us. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what we've done, and we are continuing. And I'm really sad to know that I'm not gonna have the pressure of, no, that's gonna be, are we still gonna have that? Oh, great. So, well, then, okay, then. So, again, anyone who would love to hear more about the work that we do and would like to collaborate with us, we are very open, and I'll be on that table over there. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome CEO, Habitat for Humanity, Jonathan Reckford.
The Habitat for Humanity has had the privilege of serving in Haiti for now over 30 years, and we've greatly been honored to work with many of you, and appreciate the partnership with Digicel and others. I'm actually going to hand it over to my longtime colleague and now super volunteer, Liz Blake, who has been really the face of the U.S. side of our Haiti partnership, and I think has traveled now over 60 times down since the earthquake, to give an update on the work so far.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you very much, and it's blinding up here, so I can't see any of you, but I'm so glad to be among you again. This feels fabulous. Habitat made a commitment to do disaster response, but it was based upon Habitat having been in Haiti for 27 years at that time. So we ended up making a commitment for housing. So we were part of the WASH group, and we did skills, and we did housing, but we made a commitment to serve 50,000 people. And I remember sitting in Atlanta when we made the commitment, we thought we'll never be able to do it. But we put together a strategy, and it was shelter kits and transitional shelters, and ultimately the houses that you see here. And I got a story about those. They're just an awesome part of the legacy of Habitat's work there. But we actually served 50,000 people. We did it through construction. We did it through community engagement, because it really needs to be the voice. Habitat's an enabling organization. We don't like giving things away. So it's really about helping people build their own houses and determine their own community needs. We did it through job training, so teaching people how to do construction. You'll hear from Elizabeth later with Build Change, but there's an infinite amount of need to train people in construction. And we actually did it through getting some funding for local improvements, which we oversaw. That was the core of our work that was consistent with Habitat's mission up to that point. In 2011, so it's been a 5-year period so far, we added secure tenure or land rights to that project. And for those of you who know me, you know I could drone on for hours and hours, so I won't. Scarlett, I won't. But what we did was we put together a group of people to address the impossible issue in Haiti, which is how do you get clarity about who owns land and who owns it. And we put together an international and a Haitian group that is now still meeting, and I am the only Blanc in the room. Absolutely no other Blancs are in the room, but we've created 2 books. One, How to Buy and Sell Land in Haiti, and the other one, How to Secure Rights in Haiti. This one was written in French and is now being translated into English, finally. That has been really part of the CGI work that's been so critical. Habitat partnered in its work with Haven on the first houses that you saw, and we worked with Soul of Haiti and Concern, and also World Bank. But the work that the Haiti Action Network enabled us most to do, first with the Digicel grant, thank you, Dennis, and then through his relentless badgering. He kept us going, but he also shamelessly promoted the things that he thought were good ideas, and that included the work that we were doing as part of the Law Group. Law Group now is going back for a third round of USAID funding in December. Pray for us, please. And if not, I'll be begging for money from everybody in this room. The story I wanted to tell about how it all comes together is that Canaan, which is an area that is emerging as a potential, I think it's the third or fourth largest city in Haiti now, is right outside Port-au-Prince. There are 100,000 people living there. There have been millions and millions of dollars invested, and yet there's no clarity about who owns the land. What we're thinking is Habitat's work in community engagement and construction, along with the Red Cross and USAID, ought to be tied to try to solve those land issues permanently so that those people will actually not just have a home, but will be able to stay and be comfortable and secure in their home. So it's a lot of accomplishments over a period of time. 50,000 people served, 2,000 people trained, 2,000 permanent jobs, slum improvements in Simone Palais, but we're also hopeful that the next round will be this opportunity to get land rights actually documented for people at the individual level in Haiti. We are doing training. The USAID grant doesn't expire till December, so anybody who wants to have training, we've done the Public Works Department, the Tax Department, Finance, Women's Organizations, Public Works, ONACA. Anybody else who wants training, let us know, and we'd be happy to train your people on land rights in Haiti. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome designer and philanthropist, Urban Zen, Donna Karan.
Hello. Whoa. My new crutch. Haiti. Why Haiti? You know, you come here and you fall in love. I had never heard of Haiti before. People said to me, Donna, you've got to do something for Haiti. And I said, well, where is Haiti? And it all started with a woman who was running my Urban Zen Center, and she was Haitian. And she said, Donna, you've got to go down to Haiti. And I said, well, where is it? And I said, what did they do there? And she says, it's a beautiful land that has been completely destroyed, and we need your help. And philosophically, Urban Zen comes from the philosophy is how do you find the calm in the chaos? And how do we find the calm in the chaos? And everybody said, oh my God, you've got to watch out for this and you've got to watch out for that. And I went in with my, garb on, and all my water bottles and everything else that I needed. And I got here and I said, God, this place is beautiful. What an amazing place. I can't believe how creative it is. The land is so gorgeous. The opportunities here are endless. We could do so much here in Haiti. Well, I went down there and I met with all the artisans, and my inspiration was Bali. Bali is a place that I've been working with for many, many years, and I see they've preserved their culture, and the artisans have created incredible, incredible work. The Bamboo School, which is one of my dreams for Haiti, if anybody is interested in, growing bamboo, my bamboo village would be my next statement that I'd like to commit to, which I haven't gotten to yet. However, working with the artisans has really been a love of my life. And I say to any student right now in college, before going off and being a designer, work in a developing country and see what you can do. So with that, I worked with the designers, and everybody said, well, oh my God, you could buy for DKNY, and you can get it for this, and you can get it in Macy's, and get it in here. And I said, well, okay, sure, why not? And then I realized it wasn't available. The machinery wasn't there. The people weren't there. The kind of work that needed to be done wasn't there. So pulling up my arms and getting into how everything was manufactured, and I realized the quality needed to be there, that it wasn't just a good deed that we were going to make in buying something made in Haiti. We needed to make sure that there was sustainability to the product, that it was a product that could be worn throughout the country, and people would say, oh, you're doing a good deed. No, where did you get the necklace? It was made in Haiti. After meeting all the artisans, Philippe Dodar, Pascal, Magdalie, Cookie Villard, the artisans of Croix de Bouquet, and I really did love Croix de Bouquet, so this amazing, amazing village full of metal, but I didn't like the patina. So unfortunately, like anybody else, of course, I want to change the patina of all the metal that they're doing. So when I went to Greif and I said, can you create a different patina shine for me because it's too shiny, you know, that kind of thing designers don't like. So it was quite wonderful that they came to develop a new patina. I'm still working on the fact that nobody's buying my patina, but that's another story. The people of Haiti, what they needed was vocational education. So as a graduate and on the board of Parsons School of Design, I went back to my school and I said, I really need your help. We need to build a vocational educational school in Haiti. Because if you give the people the fishing rod, they could get the fish instead of just piling out the money, and that's what we wanted to do, was to give them the opportunity. So with meeting with Paula Coles, who was and is my partner in crime down in Haiti, said to me, Donna, what do you really want to do here? And I said, well, I want to build a community. I want to build a community where there's education and healthcare and creativity, and that's the kind of way that I look at it. She says, well, let's start somewhere, and that will be with building a place called The Dot, Design Organizational Training. Because when I first went down, people said to me, oh, you can't go there. Oh, you can't go there. No, well, I want to go there. I really want to see what's happening. And when I first did my first video, they said, you know, Donna, you can't put that kind of stuff out here. Nobody will buy it. It's dangerous. And I didn't realize when I put the horn on, all of a sudden my body would break out. And then I did a kind of necklace and that would happen. And I didn't realize there were so many issues that are involved in all these amazing products that could be made. So we pushed up our sleeves and started to do the work and created The Dot with Parsons School of Design, which is a place for artisans to come down to work with equipment that is just not available to them. So they said, oh, you're never going to be able to do that. And sure enough, with Paula Coles, we pulled together a space and a place with Parsons School of Design graduates who go down and train and work with the artisans, create product line. And it's been quite successful, and we've just came from the Coterie, where there's this huge exhibition, and everybody wants to buy the product, which is a great thing, but the work needs to be continued. And yes, Dennis, it is to be continued. We are not going to stop. I don't think anybody sitting in this room can stop, because your heart belongs to Haiti, and certainly mine does. And I want to thank Marnie Lewis, who's been by my side and pulling me. And Greg Milner, if it wasn't for you and President Clinton, who introduced me to Haiti, people say to me, Donna, enough, Haiti, 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 Haiti. And I'm sure all of you get the same kind of thing, you know? But my heart does belong to Haiti. And I believe there's so much more that could be done. And I think with the Haiti Action Network, it is about the we, not the me. It is not about me individually. It's not any one of us individually. It is about coming together, as President Clinton has said, as an initiative to collaborate, communicate, and create the change that's needed. So thank you very much in allowing me the opportunity to help create some change in Haiti.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO, American Jewish World Service, Robert Bank.
Thank you so much. Too many people in Haiti are left out of the very decisions that will shape their lives. At American Jewish World Service, we've learned that supporting local people to pursue their own visions for justice is the way to make change in Haiti. AJWS works to end poverty and advance human rights in 19 developing countries, including Haiti, where we provide financial support and capacity building to over 40 grassroots social justice organizations. Here are 3 challenges and what our grantees are doing to address them. First, voter turnout. Voter turnout among local communities in Haitian elections has dwindled, especially among young people and women. But AJWS grantee Young Progressives, or Carey, is changing that. They mobilize youth in slums and poor neighborhoods to understand a candidate's platform, and they use community radio to get out the vote. An AJWS grantee, Haitian Women's Solidarity, is working to increase the number of women running for parliament. Second challenge. When mining companies start projects in Haiti, local communities are all too often ignored. But AJWS grantee, the Haitian Mining Justice Collective, is changing that. You will see a slide, not this one, but the one that's alternating with this one, which is a picture of one organization in this collective that is mobilizing local communities to fight back for their land and to fight for their livelihoods. Third, lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people in Haiti routinely suffer from discrimination and brutal physical attack. But AJWS grantee, depicted in this picture, and aptly named Courage, is changing that. A core outcome of our CGI commitment is the creation for the first time ever of Haiti's LGBT platform. It is supported by Digicel, and it's a partnership that we have created between Courage, American Jewish World Service, our Canadian partner Equita, and the European Union. This LGBT platform is the product of years of thoughtful work, and patience, and it's a real chance to influence policies and change social norms and the hearts and minds of people in Haiti to protect LGBT people throughout the country. For us, there is but one conclusion: supporting and investing in local people and local communities to pursue their own visions for justice is the best way to make change in Haiti. We thank Digicel and Dennis O'Brien for their very generous support of our commitment in Haiti. One of the most wonderful CGI surprises along the way was Dennis's outsized generosity of his heart and his deep human values and his deep connection to human rights and democracy in Haiti. Finally, we are deeply humbled to partner with our 41 Haitian grantees. They inspire us each and every day as we work together for justice and dignity for all Haitians. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome founder and CEO Build Change, Elizabeth Hausler, and Chief Operating Officer Foncose, Dominic Boyer.
Thanks. Good afternoon. I'm Elizabeth Hausler, the founder and CEO of Build Change. I'm here with my colleague Dominic Boyer, the COO of Foncose Financial Services. And we're here to talk about our 2015 commitment to provide access to financing for small businesses in the construction sector in Haiti. So it seems like always after a large-scale disaster like an earthquake, there's a push to train people to build capacity because that earthquake clearly exposed some gaps in capacity. And so Build Change's early commitments were about that. They were about building capacity, and we feel very proud of what we were able to accomplish with those commitments. But what do Haitian small businesses in the construction sector really need to grow their businesses, to improve the quality of the construction industry as a whole, and to create jobs? Well, technical training alone isn't really going to solve their problem. And there's a need to address the financing and how to create demand for a higher quality product. So let's talk about concrete blocks, CMUs, cinder blocks, whatever you want to call them. They're the most common building material in Haiti. And so, we're always talking about concrete ideas and concrete commitments to action, but I'm going to give you a little science lesson about concrete itself. So there's 4 main ingredients in concrete: cement, sand, gravel, and water. And the cement is what glues the sand and gravel particles together. And so when you mix up cement with water, there's a chemical reaction that takes place to create this bond, right? But if you try and do this too quickly, or there isn't enough water, then the bond won't be very strong. So we have concrete block makers who produce the blocks, and then they need to put them in the shade so this chemical reaction can take place and the blocks can become strong. So basically what we're doing is we're asking a small business to sit on their inventory. And that doesn't really work in this context. They need to sell the building material so that they can have the money to buy more raw materials to make the next batch. So there's a financial gap here. But there's a direct link between quality and access to financing. So these businesses need an innovative financing product. But they fall into this gap. The commercial banks think they're too risky, so they won't give them a loan. The microfinance products available on the local market, well, the loan amounts are too small, the interest rates too high, so they're too expensive, and the repayment periods are too short. So Build Change and Foncose got together to tailor a product specifically for this industry, for construction sector industry. And I have to say, it's one of the things I'm most proud of in Haiti, because it really is a true partnership. It brings together our knowledge of the construction sector with their knowledge about financial services. So just bringing it back, one more point about quality and how we change the industry so safe construction continues, so Haiti doesn't have these disasters in the future. Well, in order to access the financial services, the block makers have to be part of Réseau. Réseau is a Haitian Creole word for network, and it's a network of these small businesses that we've brought together with an incentive. If they maintain the quality, then they have access to these financial services. They have access to discounts on building materials, and this whole system works to create an ecosystem where jobs are created and the construction industry is changed. So it's been great to be part of this. I feel like we're only getting started on this commitment, so we've got a lot more to do.
Yeah. So what I just want to add, it's because, financing small entrepreneur, it's already a challenge. And financing, block maker was not in our plan at all. But after last year, CGI and SFF has decided, to work with the Build Change in order to tailor a product, that will fit those entrepreneurs. And we are in the process of reviewing the product, and we expect, to lesson learned from last year, to tailor to have a product more which will fit more or a block makers entrepreneur. So we expect, by the next year to at least, reach 80 new entrepreneur block makers. 80.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Development Director, Project MetaShare, Jenna Green.
I'm the only newbie today, huh? I am here representing Project MetaShare to present our 2016 CGI commitment to action to reduce malnutrition among young children in the Central Plateau of Haiti. This commitment came about because we had seen a major increase in children presenting with severe acute malnutrition in our clinics. Presently, when a child is diagnosed with severe acute malnutrition, they are referred to Hench, the capital of the plateau, for treatment. This can be a 45-minute to 2-hour journey for the family to take their child to Hench for treatment, which proved to be a major barrier for treatment for so many families who couldn't afford to take half a day to travel with their child to seek treatment for severe acute malnutrition. We decided that we needed to find a different way to treat the children, and we are going to do this by bringing the treatment to them. We are actually going to be treating the children in their homes and in their local communities using a ready-to-use therapeutic food called Plumpy Nut, which many of you probably know is produced locally and will be purchased locally in Haiti. We will be using a network of 55 skilled community health workers to deliver this care, and they are currently undergoing training with the Haitian Ministry of Health in proper nutrition protocols. In the coming weeks, we are screening about 12,000 children to enroll the children who are most severely affected by malnutrition in this feeding program. And in November, we will begin distributing the Plumpy Nut to these families. Our goal is that over the next year, our community health workers will see measurable progress in the children's weight and reduce the amount of malnutrition we are seeing in the Central Plateau. If this is a success, it is our plan to expand this program to reach more children in need in the coming years. So I'm very grateful to be here to present this commitment, and I hope that we can follow through with it in the next year. Thank you very much.
From its inception in 2008, partnerships have been a key theme and vital to the Haiti Action Network's success. This collaboration became more important following the earthquake in 2010. The 36 meetings over the past 8 years have focused on the importance of coordination through government, working with local organizations, and avoiding the duplication of efforts wherever possible. As a result, 91% of Haiti Action Network commitments have been implemented through partnerships, and more than 50% of commitments in Haiti have a local partner. An example of this is soil. In order to provide ecological sanitation in Haiti, Soil has partnered with a number of organizations, including the National Water and Sanitation Company. In addition, Soil purchases supplies locally and contracts with local businesses, keeping their operating costs down while supporting the long-term growth of Haiti's economy. Education has been a key focus of the Haiti Action Network, with 26% of commitments focused on issues such as access to education, school infrastructure, literacy, and education training. Over the past several years, Digicel Foundation has made a number of commitments to invest in the education system in Haiti and has built more than 150 schools in all 10 departments of the country, as well as introduced a teacher training program. As with many other commitments, Digicel's success is based on effective partnerships and community buy-in. Over the past 8 years, members of the Haiti Action Network have looked to one another for guidance, best practice sharing, honest feedback, and creating a community of accountability. While there is much work that remains to be done in Haiti, the members of the Haiti Action Network have encouraged and supported each other to continue to make progress even during challenging times.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Haiti Country Manager, Scotiabank, Maxime Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome co-founder and executive director, Soil, Sasha Kramer. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chairman Digicel, Dennis O'Brien. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome External Affairs and Development Manager, Haitian Education and Leadership Program, Fedora Pierre-Louis. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome West Coast Correspondent DevEx, Moderator Catherine Cheney.
Well, thank you all for joining in on this really important discussion. I'm eager to hear some of these solutions-oriented stories we've heard just a bit about in these previews. So I first traveled to Haiti a year ago, and it was my first international trip for DevEx. And really, I couldn't have picked a better place to go in line with our mission and motto, do good, do it well. We're trying to highlight stories that our audience of development professionals can learn from. And Haiti, I'd like to borrow a quote from a favorite journalist of mine, which is, "Because the problems scream, but the solutions whisper, we often overlook them." And I think Haiti is case in point. And it takes some real digging to find those stories about what's working. And I hope we can get to those in the panel. So I'd like to start, that brings me to my first question. And we talked about this a bit beforehand as we were preparing for the panel, which is, if you look at the media narrative on Haiti, the picture you get is quite different than if you're working every day with the challenges and opportunities in that country. So I'd like to just start by hearing from each of you, what is the Haiti you experience that you wish more of the world could know about, and anyone in this room who hasn't been to Haiti might have missed in the mainstream media narrative? Anyone who wants to jump in first?
Everybody talks about the challenges in Haiti, but in reality, there's challenges in every country. There's challenges in European countries, all over the world. But I think, it needs a particular kind of a person or investor to come into Haiti that would ignore all the challenges and say, let's get it done. And, companies like Heineken have come into Haiti, invested heavily there, have been fantastic the way they have developed agriculture as well in terms of their ingredients. And there's a number of other stories as well. So I think, US investors are hugely welcome because of the relationship between the United States and Haiti. And there are challenges, but they can all be overcome. But what you will find at the end of the day is a fantastic workforce, a spectacular workforce in terms of their desire to learn, their desire for training, and their desire for their improvement of their family, which they know is going to happen if they get a job. So yes, there is a very big informal economy, but we all know, we've seen companies that have started there that have been thriving for many, many years and are hugely successful. So foreign direct investment is one thing, but also local entrepreneurs. Haiti is a hive of entrepreneurs. Every street has an entrepreneur on it, and they're selling and buying, selling and trying to make an income. And in some ways, if you took the 10 million entrepreneurs and mixed them into Europe or America, my God, what would happen to economic growth? Because people are just so fantastic and motivated to work and to improve themselves.
Great. And we'll make sure to get to some of these barriers to entrepreneurship taking off in Haiti and how we can bring them down. But let's go ahead and hear other examples.
I'm just going to share a personal story. At HELP a couple of years ago, 3 years ago actually, I had the chance to interview a candidate for the scholarship of HELP, and he was telling us how he would, because he's part of a family of 10 children, and so that's 12 of them in a shelter after the earthquake, and he was telling me how he would stay after school to do his homework because it was too noisy at home, or he wouldn't have enough time to concentrate and focus and finish his homework. And so sometimes he would go to school also without eating. And this made me realize how resilient the people in Haiti are, our people are. And from a young age, you see youngsters with a dream and working, and youngsters making efforts to reach that dream. And so for me, it's just a question, like Mr. O'Brien said, of the amount of hope there is from a young age and how people are willing to work to reach that dream. And so it's just a matter of adding skills and capacity plus will and just giving the opportunity so that the youngster can have and reach that success that he dreams of.
Great.
All right. I think that if you were just to read the headlines about Haiti, you would come away thinking it was one of the most violent countries in the world, when in fact Haiti has one of the lowest crime rates in the Caribbean. And actually, when you get to Haiti, you see that the true violence that people are suffering from is structural violence, and it's poverty. And unfortunately, this narrative that is perpetuated about Haiti being a violent country is something that just perpetuates this structural violence, because it means people do not want to invest, people are afraid to come as tourists, and it means that Haitians often feel they need to leave their country to find other opportunities. So I think that it's very important that the media narrative also look at stories like what Fedora's just shared. I wanted to share the story of a woman named Lélène Antoine who worked with soil for 5 years. And she passed away last year. But she, as a single mother, she raised 9 children. 4 of them have managed to go to college. And if you just imagine the ingenuity that it takes to do that, as a single mother in Haiti who, for most of her children's lives, she had no formal employment. Think about the learning opportunities that we have there if we really listen to the voices of the Haitian people instead of just listening to these stories we hear in the media.
I think that Sasha made a very good point here with your introduction, because when you look at it, for those who have been in Haiti, you wonder at every corner, given the level of poverty that you're seeing at every step, if this society was violent, really, every day we'd have thousands of people dead. Because when you look at this level of poverty in many other environments that I know, the environment would not be so quiet, I would say. And then from personal story to personal story, from what Fedora said, in a society like this, and like Brian said, you see a real good number of entrepreneurs. And in fact, to move this country ahead, you really need those entrepreneurs to get the means to develop their ideas. And that goes the day I remember a friend of mine came to me on this side of the fence of financing business. And he came to me for looking for some ideas or assistance to launch a business. I listened, to him carefully, and at the end, I told him, "Listen, you have really great ideas, but the ideas that you have are not ideas for bank. You need different type of approach to put up this business." So we put up ideas together. We went ahead and we established this business with a different type of financing that you usually see in Haiti. Of course, we went to the friends and family formula to do the first steps, and we made some engineering financing, and we launched a business that's involved in the essential oil business production and exporting. It wasn't easy, of course, but the lesson there was that if you want to obtain certain realities in Haiti, you have to realize you need to think out of the box, not just go by what other people are just doing, but you need to develop new ideas. And I'm sure that all the entrepreneurs in Haiti, those that are the most successful, they went to this road.
So you touch on one of the big challenges in Haiti, which is a lack of access to finance for entrepreneurs. But your point is there is a way around that, or there can be ways around that. Something we were discussing earlier, and it was definitely something I noticed in Haiti, is this challenge of the brain drain. Of course, that's a challenge across many developing countries, this challenge of human capital, but in Haiti particularly so. In fact, we were talking earlier about how Haiti loses more college graduates than any country in the world. And I think each of you, can come at some responses to this daunting problem, whether it's investment or entrepreneurship, education. First, can we hear a little bit more about when it comes to the help model? How are you confronting this brain drain challenge?
Right, so just putting things into context, going a bit further, for every 100 children, there's one that attends college. From that 1%, less than 40% graduate. And from that 40%, and over the last 50 years, you get what you just said, 84% of these people with a college degree, with a university degree, decide to leave the country. So just imagine how it would work in your workplace, in your office, if tomorrow, 84% of your employees with a university degree decide not to show up. And you would have to replace them with people with 10th grade education or 6th grade education. How long do you think your business would last? My guess is it would last until lunchtime. And so in Haiti, we're trying to run a country under these conditions. And that is why it's so important to address the brain drain and help. What we're trying to do is, Connor, my colleague, he likes to say, and the founder of HELP likes to say, we like to profess the brain gain instead of the brain drain. And it's just a matter of putting a person in a situation where they are able to work on their technical skills. So not only sending them to university, but also working on their soft skills, giving them, encouraging them to commit civically, encouraging them to work or perform as leaders to enable an effective governance and a sustainable, equitable development. So we're trying to address the brain gain by working on the brain drain by working on brain gain.
I like that, the brain gain. So speaking of the brain gain, there is growing recognition of the importance of global entrepreneurship for global development. And that's something that we know we need some real responses to the problem in Haiti in order for entrepreneurship to take off. So Sasha, could you tell us a little bit more about the context in which you operate as an entrepreneur in Haiti and how you've responded to some of the challenges and how you're seeing your fellow entrepreneurs doing the same?
Sure, I'd be happy to. I would say that Soil's in an interesting position in that we are currently a nonprofit, but our goal is very much to research and develop potential social business solutions to the sanitation crisis. So we realized when we started working in Haiti 10 years ago, we wanted to get sanitation to the most people as quickly as possible. And so we built public toilets that were free for anyone in the community to access, and we depended on voluntary service from community organizations to keep them clean. And what we found is what you would find anywhere in the world where you have a public toilet and you're not paying someone to clean it. These fell into disrepair, and we realized it's very easy to build a toilet, and this is the case for many infrastructure projects, but what's very hard is to maintain it in the long term. And so we've shifted our strategy to not only moving away from a more traditional philanthropic approach to development, but really trying to shift from this dialogue about beneficiaries to looking at the people in communities that we work with as clients and really giving them, empowering communities to make their own choices about what it is they need and want. And so we now rent out toilets. People pay a monthly fee for that, and that gives them this ongoing service, ensures that they'll have a working toilet, but also ensures that they're getting a product that they want and they're paying for it. And our hope is very much that as we develop this model, we'll be creating not only a sanitation system that's sustainable, but also creating livelihood opportunities for entrepreneurs who want to step in and meet the tremendous demand that there is in Haiti right now. So I think probably the two people to my left can speak a bit more about entrepreneurship, but from my perspective, it is very exciting. I think we need to proceed with caution. I think there is still a great need for traditional philanthropy, but I think it's also important to look at where can we create livelihood opportunities within the sector that will ensure long-term sustainability.
And just to note one thing, I do want to move into job creation, which we all know is so huge in this transition from post-disaster response to long-term economic growth. But what Sasha was just mentioning in the term empowerment, which we talk about often, I was struck in some reporting in Haiti with the term konbit, which is the Haitian Creole term for gathering, or in this case, coming together in the face of adversity. And it seems like it's always the case that if you don't acknowledge this spirit of konbit, your projects will likely fail, but especially so in Haiti. So I want to talk about job creation, which Sasha was previewing. And for Maxime or for Dennis, either of you who want to chime in, what progress have you seen? What challenges remain in terms of job creation in Haiti? And what can people in this room do to carry that work forward?
Well, there's a lot that remains to be done, of course, just looking at the level of the rate of unemployment. But what happens also pretty often, if we go from the brain drain to the brain gain, it's that the people who are educated and so on, they have not teach to discern, to unveil opportunities where they exist. So it will be easier for somebody coming abroad and landing in Haiti to see the many, many opportunities. And it's more difficult for somebody locally to go and seize those opportunities or even see where you can create job. And in the other field where I operate, or what I just mentioned, this venture, this is an industry that feed 27,000 families in the south of the country. Just a big number. But what had not been done in this industry, it's also a cyclical one, because the peasant that extract the roots, for instance, it goes from November to July. And so you have this period in between where they don't have a real revenues. So, and as we're talking about innovation a lot before, what then we can think about is to put up a system whereby those families, they could have some revenues during the lag period. So we came to design that if you take a peasant with what they currently call in Haiti a cow, which is 12,900 square meters, on this superficie, you can have, and once you have the back of an agro-industry, you can generate this family can generate over $1,000 per month. I'm talking about US dollars equivalent here. And the model is that you would have this family with, say, 5 cows and 200 trees, mango trees, and also some honey production and chicken eggs productions. So this small unit, when you integrate it, and you again go on a network of this type of production, once they have a guarantee that they can sell their production, here it is that you have an ongoing business. And what it takes, basically, it's an investment of $20,000 to have all this production unit that I just spoke about. So we're kind of experiencing that. And when you multiply this by the number of peasants that you know, that gives you a real lot of employment. So there's room to create jobs, but what it will also take, say for the agronomists that we form in Haiti, they need to be more connected to the reality of their profession. When you take, and just the example before in the constructions that Foncoze was talking about, you take an architect being educated, an engineer. He spent the time going to university in Haiti without even going to see some work in progress. So we need also, as we're talking about education, we need also to change and modify some of the curriculum that we have in the education sector.
Do you want to add something?
Yeah, I think what Maxime was saying was that our programs are not catering to what the demand is. And so we do need programs that put the students in positions where they have the opportunity to practice their soft skills, taking initiative, starting a business, asking questions, basic skills that people would have. You would need to reformat the programs that we have so that it caters to what the demand is on the Haitian labor market.
Yeah, very helpful. Dennis, did you want to jump in there?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all about encouraging smaller entrepreneurs, financing them with micro banks like Foncoze, and if they employ themselves, fantastic, a woman, And then if she employs 2 people, it's even better. And those kind of businesses are mushrooming quite successfully in Haiti. And some of these entrepreneurs now are becoming formalized and they're employing more and more people. Then at the larger end, you've got Caracol. And for me, Caracol is the model structure as such, because it's an industrial park built in northern Haiti where, you know, there is nothing like it, and where jobs now are being dispersed, not just in Port-au-Prince. There's 6,000 people there. The IDB financed it. It was a $200 million project. It's got its own electricity, its wastewater treatment. 9,000 homes are connected with that electricity. There are 6 major industries and there's 6,000 people employed. Now that is, in my mind, a knockout project anywhere. And when IDB did this assessment in the last few months of their, you know, because they've done this in other countries, Caracol was streets ahead of all the, you know, all the measurements that you would look at an investment like that. So you've got $250 million of exports coming out of Caracol at the moment in northern Haiti. We need more of that, and then you need to encourage entrepreneurs. You need to then train entrepreneurs in the formal parts of business in terms of accounting, marketing, and sales. But all of that is happening at a grassroots level. So, you know, there are encouraging things happening. It's just, you don't see that in the media because, you know, it's because it's easier to write about nonsense, you know, and negativity. It's a bit like American politics in some ways. You know, Haiti really is on a better path now, and with a new government, it's even going to be on a higher path as well. And, you know, all, you know, my colleagues here and everybody, all thousands of little things will make Haiti a better place and more economically viable.
So just to do a quick lightning round before we have a very special guest on stage, I want to make sure we're delivering on the promise of this panel, you know, learning from lessons to advance Haiti's future. So any last words, again, lightning round, about a tough lesson you've learned and worked to solve, or else what success looks like in the issue that you work on?
Success would be to have in a few years in the future, to have a former HELP student come talking about the brain gain phenomenon.
Great answer.
That would be success for us.
Thank you.
A success for us would be 10 years down the line to have former HELP students running viable sanitation businesses throughout Haiti. But I do want to say one other word, because I think it's very timely in terms of lessons learned. We all know that the UN General Assembly is happening this week. Haiti is about to hit the headlines again regarding sanitation. This will be the announcement that the UN is formally accepting the responsibility for the cholera epidemic in Haiti. And I think that this is a very important lesson to us all in terms of accepting our mistakes so that they do not get to the point that they've gotten to now. And I also think that this is a wonderful opportunity for us all in this room, because I believe there will be significant investments in water and sanitation, and I hope that we can all be a part of that.
Very glad you mentioned that. Thank you.
Well, I believe that every time you create one sustainable job in Haiti, you meet with success. Because when you do that, that means you're touching the life of at least 5 people. Not just the person who got the job, but 5 other people. So now, in terms of success in the field I was mentioning, the day we will see some kind of little farm, you know, where the peasant will be handling himself as a real entrepreneur producer. And talking about, as you mentioned, Caracol, yes, more Caracol, yeah. But I would say more integrated Caracol, in the sense that if you have an industrial space that is looking at, you know, supporting the absorption of the production of the peasant, then I think it's a even greater success. Because then you will solve many problems, and especially if those in the agricultural field, they are socially responsible enterprises, they pay attention to the environment, then it will be a good success for the country.
And Dennis, you've chaired the Haiti Action Network for all this time. What does success look like to you?
More partnerships, and you've heard all the fantastic stories this afternoon, and I think more job creation, because really we want to see a day where there are less NGOs in Haiti helping to manage the country, whether it's healthcare or whatever, to a country that sustains itself. And I think, over the next 5 years, if about 500,000 jobs could be created by small entrepreneurs, larger companies coming into Haiti, that would really make a massive difference to the country.
Well, thank you so much to all of our panelists for your time, and thanks to everyone in this room for your attention, and hopefully all you'll do to turn these ideas into action, as we say at CGI. It's my pleasure to welcome a special guest to the stage. President Clinton will be delivering closing remarks. Thank you all. Thank you.
No, I don't care what they said.
Do a little dog ears behind your head.
Come on, Dennis, come back.
Can't say no.
The only reason I feel bad is you have to sit, because otherwise I won't. But I want to keep this informal. First of all, I want to thank the panel and all of you who participated. I had to do something else on CGI, or I would have been here for the whole thing. So I don't know exactly what's been said, but I've been doing this for about 8 years now. And when 4 hurricanes hit Haiti and the GDP dropped 15%, the Secretary General of the United Nations asked me to be his special representative. And I said, well, I don't want to do that unless we're actually going to do something. So I started going down there. And one of the problems with Haiti, I won't go through the whole history here, but one of the problems has been that they've never had the governance they needed. And for 200 years, Haiti's neighbors near and far, led sometimes sadly by the United States, have either neglected or abused them. And if you do that for 200 years, then pretty soon you create, it's something Americans should remember. If you pour venom down somebody long enough, then you get venom back. And so a political system was developed essentially based on hopelessness that things would ever get too much better. So the people who had organization and power spent too much time fighting over a very small pie instead of figuring out how to make it bigger and encompass all these people. And brain drain was one of the most catastrophic consequences of it. And here's my famous brain drain factoid. About 1.5% of America's African-American population is Haitian. 11% of America's African-American doctors are Haitian. That's all you need to know, and I could take it through lots of other things. And nobody's ever spent any time there comes away without thinking, these are really smart, creative, hardworking people. Why does life keep working them over? So what I tried to do is to get the Haitian government, under then President Preval, to come up with an economic plan. They got with a distinguished Cambridge developmental economist named Paul Collier. They came up with a plan. The CARICOT thing, which Dennis was kind enough to mention and describe, is actually a product of that plan. What they said was, if you really want to develop a sustainable economy in Haiti, you must develop more economic opportunity outside the Port-au-Prince area. You've got more than 3 million people living in a bowl that basically should not have more than 200 to 250,000 people in an ideal world. So anyway, we started working. And we set up this development commission based on the work I'd done for the UN in the tsunami areas. Equally represented were all the major donors and every aspect of Haitian society. And I know for many of you who went to those meetings, they were boring as watching molasses run uphill. But they were profoundly important because they gave the donors a big stake in keeping their commitments to Haiti. And they gave Haitian society a big stake in thinking they had a say in saying, do this, but don't do that. And it was worth the labor. The problem was when we had a presidential election and the new president came in, and he did have at the time some people in his inner circle in his office who really wanted to get action quick on the economy. They thought we were too slow, and they thought correctly that the main government agencies were underfunded. So they decided to take it down. I thought it was a mistake at the time, although it was nice for me not to have to sit in those 4-hour-long meetings, or 6-hour-long meetings, or 8-hour-long meetings. But gradually, a lot of the donors lost interest. Meanwhile, we were able to create, mostly because of Dennis O'Brien's presence in Haiti, this Haiti working group at CGI, and I kept working, and I raised about $30 million for Haiti after the earthquake. And then President Bush, George W. Bush, and I raised about $35 million to put into small business ventures. And this Haiti working group raised about $450 million in commitments, including, I want to thank Kathleen Matthews, who was then with Marriott. They built a new hotel there, which was very good. But we had people committing to build infrastructure so that tourists could get to La Citadelle, for example, still by far the most remarkable building in all the Caribbean. Built by a genius designer and huge Haitian labor. Nobody had a college degree, much less any training in architecture. And you look at this building and you think these people built this in the 1820s. It's just inconceivable. And it's still there, shining out over the sea. So anyway, we've been working on this a long time. And I have slowly watched the good things happen, and I know it's frustrating because there's always more to be done. The man who started Caracol thought he'd have more jobs now, but he underestimated the long tail on the 2008 financial crash, and you can't create jobs for products that nobody will buy. You have to track the market. I've seen people revitalizing sectors of the agricultural economy, but there are an almost unlimited number of jobs that could be created in Haiti. The country is still heavily deforested. We tried to bring back coffee production in part, not just to generate income for people, but also to make sure there was something on the ground that wouldn't be cut down. Donna Karan found among the many brilliant things she did was she found a healthy purpose for the tobacco plants. I have 3 of her unbelievable vases made of tobacco leaf. And I could give you lots and lots of other examples, but the point is, a lot of you have done a lot of good work, and I'm very, very grateful for it. I do believe the finance system is a problem there. And one big problem is there are basically just a handful of banks, and because so much of Haiti's GDP comes in remittances, it's ironically a problem with the grain range. Sometimes it's as much as 19% of the country's annual GDP, which means if you run a bank, you charge a fee converting the dollars or the French francs or the Canadian dollars or whatever they are into Haitian gourds, and you can make a year's worth of profits just doing that. So there's not much interest in doing a riskier small business loan to a Haitian entrepreneur, which means we're either going to have to change banking practices, we want to talk about which, or we're going to have to get an amazing increase in microcredit loans, like Dennis said. Foncozi's done a good job. I've raised some money to help them. You have too. They do great. There's others that have. But let me just tell you, if those of you who are prepared to continue this work, in a country the size of Haiti, it is possible, believe it or not, to lift the economy with microcredit institutions. Because they did it in Bangladesh, which has roughly 10 times the population of Haiti, and a per capita income when they started of under $1 a day, and they had no government at all for 3 years, like you're doing now without election. They went 3 years with total paralysis in the government and grew an average of 6% a year because of the Grameen Bank and BRAC, Fazal Abid's BRAC and Muhammad Yunus's Grameen Bank. They made so many million small business loans, and they were so organized at the village level that they actually produced 6% growth a year, something that, as far as I know, has not been achieved in any other country on earth, where what is essentially a microeconomic strategy had a macroeconomic impact. So I ask you to think about that as you think about where we are going forward. Meanwhile, I think there's I want to thank all the bigger businesses that looked into Haiti and decided they could make a profit by helping those people profitable. Already, that's what you said you long for. I mean, I've seen it over and over again. The companies that have bought coffee from them, the companies that are trying to build up the vetiver business, the companies trying to build up the soap building business, and all of that. There's a lot that needs to be done. But the brain drain can only be cured, in my opinion, if we can facilitate the financing of people living there, getting a home, and having something useful to do. If they have a profession, being able to practice medicine or be an architect or do whatever. There is a university network which we try to raise money to rebuild with some success. But even there, a lot of the people who do graduate have a hard time finding great employment and can go elsewhere in the Caribbean and find opportunities. So a blizzard of things have been done. It's way better than it otherwise would have been. But there's still too much political paralysis. And they need systems that will accelerate growth. But they also need more of what we do. And because as long as it is possible for people to go in there and invest and not be hassled and be able to invest without corruption, we can do fine. We still have some issues in energy which have not yet been resolved, which we could make, the country could run entirely on clean energy and recycle garbage and, you know, solar, wind, geothermal, it's all there. It could be done. Already, because of the poverty of the country, distributed energy is helping to light schools that weren't lit. Dennis has built a lot of schools there. But I think that work needs to be done in energy, work needs to be done in providing work and housing for university people. The final thing I think we have to do is Haiti's the most complex place I've ever worked in terms of sorting through property rights. If you were to drive through Haiti for the first time and you've never been there and you saw all these houses that were abandoned, you say, oh, this is sad, all these are abandoned houses. The truth is a lot of them haven't been abandoned at all. There's no mortgage system, so people are building their homes a brick at a time, sometimes over 15 years before they can move in. And if they had a simple mortgage system, which requires you to either have clear title or have the government vacate the title and then let other people bring cases in courts and get compensation, we could put a lot of people to work in the home building business. Most of the people that moved back in after the earthquake moved in to buildings that had been repaired, that were already built, where the ownership was not in question, where nobody had to go out. You can go outside of Port-au-Prince and there is the sign of one of Clinton's great failures. I'm big on saying what didn't work. I convinced, as head of this Reconstruction Committee, for example, the Haitian government to do a housing competition and let Haitian builders and others present model homes at a variety of prices, all affordable for somebody in Haiti. And I got a big plot of land outside Port-au-Prince, and we built all these models. They're still out there, and squatters are occupying them. Because once we had it, we changed governments, and all of a sudden nobody was interested in providing title-clear land so that investors would come in and work it out, and we had a mortgage system all designed tied to the per capita income of the country and potential buyers with very small homes for people. So there are a lot of new homes that have been built, but mostly by NGOs on defined pieces of land where people are doing mostly small farming. But until we get the property rights thing straightened out, we're going to have a hard time maximizing the growth potential of the country. Meanwhile, I urge the Haiti Working Group and everybody else to keep doing what we've been doing for 8 years, because after the Reconstruction Commission was taken down, little by little the donors sort of faded away, as I was afraid they would, but the private sector stayed. The NGOs stayed. And at least we tried to make sure that the NGOs worked together for the first time and tried not to do anything that contradicted the development plan that the government itself had adopted, so that we were trying to work in concert with them. And I'm sure we made a few mistakes, but way, way more good than harm was done by this. And it was the most organized, clearly directed effort to bring private capital to Haiti to do good work, either through non-for-profits or through profit-making ventures that would include Haitians, that I've ever seen. So I would urge you not to give up on it.
We're not going to give up.
My enduring memory of Haiti was the first trip I took down after the earthquake. And Chelsea went with me, and we brought a bunch of medical supplies. We worked with Paul Farmer and figured out what to do. We took a big plane down there. And on the way downtown, there were only eight of the couple of hundred artists that you normally could find with their paintings along the wrought iron fence or in the parkland that was then basically an artist mall. And so I told everybody, I said, stop, and nobody haggles over the price this time. And we all went out. I said, everybody has to buy something. So I went out and bought a painting or two, and then this guy started screaming at me. He said, you have to come to me. You came to me when you were still, when the first time you came here in 2002. So I went over to see him. We went down there to start the AIDS program then. So I went over to see this guy, and I said, I can't believe you're here already. This was like, a week after the quake. And he said, well, no, he said, I should be here. He said, I don't have anything else to do. Everyone in my family's dead. And there he was selling his paintings, holding up the picture he took of me in 2002 with him together. And I said, why'd you do it? He said, because we're all a family here. We all know who lost people. And we have to begin again. So if they see me, no one lost more than I did. And the only way I can honor my wife and children is to begin again. And that's what I want other people to do too. That's all you need to know. If ever there were a people who, in spite of all the adversity and all the abuse and all the neglect, continue to show intelligence, effort, creativity, and sometimes irrational joy in life, it is they. And you'll find some amazing partners. Castro's Cuba sent us 5 people to restore a power plant on a sugar plantation designed to make sugar for rum. Built in the 1950s, and they used the stalks of the sugar to generate steam heat to power the plant, and they did such a good job that we had extra power for Leogane. And since Leogane was flat broke after the earthquake, they got free electricity for a while. It's little stuff like that that tells you that big things could be done. If you look at the success of Haitians in America and every other place there's a Haitian diaspora, that should be Haiti. And we should all be willing to keep at it until that day comes. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, can I just thank you for joining us this afternoon, and also your inspiring words for us to keep going. And if I may, the next date for the CGI Haiti Action Network is the 14th of December in Port-au-Prince at 8 a.m. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody there. And as the President has said, you know, and it's your encouragement, because when the President called me about 4 weeks ago to talk to me about the foundation and the CGI and what the plans were, you know, he said, you know, would we keep going? And we're definitely going to keep going, and I think we're going to be a stronger organization with more partnerships and more of the stories that we all heard this evening. So thank you very much, Mr. President. Can I also thank Catherine Cheney for doing a great job on the moderation, and for everybody that participated, and also your staff in the CGI, Mr. President. Can I thank Scarlett Cronin? Brilliant. And of course, Greg Millen as well, because it's unbelievable. So we're going to keep going, and we look forward to reporting to you, Mr. President, on more and more great developments and exciting things that we're all going to be doing in Haiti. Thank you very, very much.
You got a deal. Thanks.